Hi everyone, welcome along. I'm back in the woods today again. It's a wet, damp day. Everything's quite wet. At the minute it's quite sunny, it's not looking too bad, but I can't see that rain being too far away. Anyway, check out all this stuff. There's a lot of mushrooms about today, loads of them. Trouble is, I don't know which ones you can eat and which ones you can't. Even over here, check that out. Lighter coloured guys. They're just everywhere today. Even this wee boy down here, check this. Where am I here? Yeah. There's one there too. Can zoom in a bit. Yeah, loads of mushrooms about today. Anyway, that's not the reason I'm here in the forest to look at mushrooms all day. I'm here to test something out, and that thing is a Kelly Kettle. First though, I need to go get some wood for burning it and some water to put in the kettle itself. So without further ado, let's get to it. You see the wood is pretty wet here today. But hopefully when that bark is taken off, the inside shouldn't be too bad. We'll get a look inside now in a minute. Yeah. You can see there the wood inside is dry enough. It's not bone dry, but it'll do the job, I think. Oh, and by the way, it was a dead branch that I cut off, it wasn't a live one. So what I'm doing here is I'm just quartering these little sticks. They're a bit too big to burn on their own. And of course the wood is very wet on the outside and it's more dry on the inside. So that's why we quarter them, to get into the core of them, where they should take light a bit easier. So that's our wee stack here now. We'll get some smaller sticks to get it going, because I can't imagine they're going to take light on their own. So the water's sorted and the wood's gathered. We're more or less ready to get a look at this Kelly Kettle now. So what do you get in the bag, or what comes in the box? Let's have a look. So this is everything here. This is the ultimate base camp kit. So it's the kind of the biggest one you can get. It has this bag, so like we call it like a sports type bag that you put your shoes in or something like that. It's just a wee light bag for putting your stuff in. It's okay, it does the job. It keeps it all together in your backpack and so on. So this is the centerpiece here. We'll get this camera down. So this is your kettle here. Okay. This is as I said, this is the biggest one you get. This is a 1.6 litre. The water goes in there. You've got a little whistle on the top. When the water's boiled, it lets you know with a whistle. Now this thing about this kettle is it's hollow up the middle. Okay? And that is the secret of this thing. This is your fire base, and this is what your kettle sits on top of. So your fuel goes in there, kettle sits on top. This becomes like a chimney. Air goes in here, out the top, and creates a very good flow of air and gets things very hot. What else is in this bag? So this is kind of a view of the Kelly Kettle itself. So this is in essence what the Kelly Kettle is. It's just a kettle in your base. But with this ultimate base camp kit, comes with a few extras. And there's other kits who come with more or less stuff. First things here is this. This is a hobo stove. It sits on top of the fire base. Turns your fire base into a wood burning stove. Comes with a pot, a 0.8 litre pot. Pretty basic affair. It's a pot. Also comes with 2 cups. Both have butterfly handles. Nice silicone grips on them. This one is 500 milliliter. Yeah, 500 milliliter. This one I believe is a 350 or 12 fluid ounces, and this is 17 fluid ounces. Next thing in here is a lid for your pot or a frying pan. So what I like to do sometimes is, or all the time actually, when I'm using a lid, is to put it on this way, and then I can keep things hot on here. If you get a really good boil going, you can actually cook things on there. But anyway, the reason I put the lid on this way as well is it stops the water. Once you get a hard boil going there and you have a lid on this way, okay, the water hits the lid, comes down the sides, and it comes down the sides, it's into your fire base. It starts putting your fire out, and that's a problem. What I do is, I don't know if you can see there, this lid kind of pushes down just very, very slightly in the middle. Okay, so when the steam hits this, when it's on this way, it comes down into the middle and back into your pot, and it doesn't come down the sides. The last two things on here is just two basic plates. I can't remember the size of these for reference. It's about the size of your hand. Everything's stainless steel, everything's solid, sturdy. I wouldn't say it's extra lightweight or anything. It's not overly heavy either. It's not designed to be lightweight, I wouldn't imagine. It's not a lightweight kit. And this is an excessive size kit for a solo camper or hiker or whatever. The little bits and pieces on here as well that you need. Well, there's one thing you need, and that's the pot gripper. Okay, pretty standard affair. Every pot like that. The other two things is a pot support or fire base support. So if you don't want your fire base to be touching the ground and burning it, scorching it, you can flip this around the right way, and voila, you have a fire base support. But this serves two purposes as well. You can also use it as a pot support on the top of your Kelly Kettle, like so. And then you pop your pot on the gut, and you can cook while this thing's boiling. How practical this thing is up for debate, but that's another story. So that's all the bits and pieces. Oh yes, sorry, last thing, the little grill for the top of the fire base, something like so. And you have some coals in there left over, and you want to cook something like sausages or fish or something like that, pop it in there and make use of your leftover coals. These wee accessories come loose in the bag. What I done was I got like a sunglasses or glasses case bag type thing, and I pop them in there. It keeps everything neat, tidy, and stops things rattling around. You can pop it in there. It keeps things together a bit more. Anyway, that's everything in the bag. Let's get the fire in the base and get the kettle fired up. Well, I think this thing is finally starting to take off a bit. Have a wee look inside the kettle there. Do you see? There's some sort of flame starting to establish there. Now that can be the tricky bit, is just getting that flame established in there. Especially if your sticks are anyway damp. It's just going to be hard to get a fire going with damp sticks anyway. Once you get it going, and once the draft gets going through, you can see there now it is starting to, you can even hear it there. It was a bit like a rocket stove type setup. Have you ever heard of them? So yeah, that's getting going good there now. So I'm topping this up now with the larger sticks. These are definitely a bit damper than I would like them to be. So it's not going to be the quickest boil today. If you put dry sticks in this thing, really dry sticks, it shoots up like a rocket. Hence the name rocket stove. And it boils it very, very quick. But this is winter time, autumn time. This is more realistic of what you're going to be encountering. You're never going to have dry sticks all the time. So I think I'm going to start counting the boil time from now. So it's exactly 12 on my watch. You see there, okay, you see that, it's exactly 12, so I'm hoping to be out of here in the next 15 minutes, but we'll see how long this is going to take, and you'll get an idea of how quick this is. That fire seems to be, there's a good heat in there now, it's well established, and it's chopped up with fuel. I'm going to leave it, I'm going to get the rest of my stuff packed away and come back then and see how long this is taking. So we're at 5 minutes now. To be honest, it sort of died out a bit there when I topped it up. It caught its flame again, the heat sort of kind of dries the wood out a bit, and I suppose it fires up again. But this is definitely a bit longer than it would normally take. I've seen this boil water in around 7 minutes, no problems. It's pretty warm there now to touch. Yeah, it's getting there. I would say by 10 minutes this should hopefully be done. It's also very, very smoky. I'll show you. So that tells you just how damp the wood is, which is not ideal, but it's a very good test, and it goes to show you that even with damp wood, this thing is effective. So we're 10 minutes now, and it's too hot to touch. It's gone a little bit longer than I thought it would, but I'll say it can't be too far away from setting off that whistle. You see there's quite a fire going on there now. And the smoke is reduced a bit, but not fully. So again, it shows you how damp that wood is. Even with that flame in there, it's still very smoky. kettle's boiling, just simply lift it off like so. And that's it. And then you're left with your little fire base full of coals. So, 13 minutes. From when the fire was established to the whistle blowing to a full boil for 1.6 litres of water with damp wood. That's pretty good in my book. Is it worth buying? I would say yes it is. Is it good at boiling water? I would say yes it is. It's very good at boiling water. The only problem is it's big. Now, granted, that's the biggest one there is. There's a smaller one. I think it's called the Trekker. I think it has 0.6 litres. So it's a lot smaller, and the fire base and everything is a lot smaller and a lot lighter. That whole kit I think weighs around 2.2 kilos, which is somewhere in the region of £4. And that's heavy for a solo camper, solo hiker, no doubt about it. But it's a very solid piece of kit. I've had it for coming up 2 years now, and I've been in no way delicate with it at all. You know, it's just been shoved into my backpack. Everything's thrown on top of it, and it stood the test of time pretty well. Anyway, that's about it for this review. Just my luck, I haven't even got time now to have a cup of tea. I gotta go. Maybe next time. So, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along, stopping by. I hope you found this useful in some way. If you're thinking of buying a Kelly Kettle, if you like this, give it a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'm hoping to get more stuff like this out on a weekly basis, hopefully. Yeah. So, bye and have a great day.